We went for ice cream. 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 We went for ice cream.
We went for ice cream with Joseph and Tyler. Tyler and Joseph. Shut.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of We Went for Ice Cream with Your Mom. Wait, no, that's not right.
Oh, you'll never know, I guess.
Well, yeah, because we would never tell you if it actually happened or not.
You'd have to ask her.
Yeah. Probably in therapy. Most likely.
Not a group session, though.
No, not a group. Yeah, that'd be weird. Yeah, let's do a group session talking about how your mom is dating. I don't know where I'm going. Anyways.
This is like the most roundabout your mama joke I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, we do.
Especially with you being in Victoria, myself going to Vancouver. I've had a few trips since then. So, yeah, that's been like, 3 weeks since we've actually chilled?
Yeah, it's true. Nobody else knows that.
Yeah, as far as they know. We're in oblivion.
Yeah, because they're in the internet world. The internet world has no time. Never forget that. Yeah, it was awesome being... It was not actually Victoria, it was Qualicum.
Qualicum? Is that not on Vancouver Island,
No,
though?
it's on Vancouver Island.
Okay,
It's just sort of northwest, I guess. Well, you go west instead of east.
Like, I have no perception of, like, at anything on Vancouver Island. Like, I've been to Victoria once, and that was about it. Other than that, I'm like, I know nothing. And I know there's a place called the Nanaimo, and that's about it. That's all I know about that place.
Yeah, what's happening? Why
and
are we
I'm
not
going
getting
there
levels?
in August. That's all I know. Not to Nanaimo, but to Vancouver Island.
What's happening? Oh, it's still going. I'm just not getting any levels. Heh. Yeah. It was a lot of fun, and
Yeah, because there was a croquet tournament that you participated in.
Yep. It's for my uncle and who has passed away, and it was a lot of fun. And
So you got to catch up with a lot of people because you said you weren't able to do it the other years.
yeah, I wasn't able to do it last year because I went to Formula One race in Montreal and it was the same weekend.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I hadn't seen any of my cousins or my aunt for 2 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so a lot of catching up to do then for your family.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great trip. Yeah, we flew into Nanaimo and stayed there for 5 days.
It's pretty good. It was a nice little trip then.
Yeah, no, it was great. The weather was amazing. It was like sunny, and actually it was not even like, it wasn't even, it was cold a little bit, like chilly, but nice. It was like 21 degrees and nice. So, oh, you switched. You switched butch. Yeah, it was great seeing everybody and playing some croquet. I didn't win any wine though. That sucked.
Were you able to drink wine while you were playing though?
Well, I wasn't drinking any wine, but I was drinking cocktails. Yeah.
Ooh, what cocktails?
Delicious.
What's your cocktail of choice then?
Oh, I think it was just a canned cocktail, but still.
No, something's better than nothing too.
I think it was just gin smashes, I think, or like a gin cocktail, I think, if I remember.
Is alcohol expensive over on Vancouver Island?
No. It's usually a little bit cheaper, actually.
Oh, that's surprising.
But then they trick you because it looks like it's cheaper, but it's not actually, because they have the PST, right? They have
that adds
extra
up real
tax.
quick.
So you don't see it there on the price, but then you go pay for it and you're like, oh.
Extra like 10%.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
actually similar to the same price here. Only here, it's like
straight up
like $16 for like a 6-pack of Hayals, but there it's like $13. So you think, oh, this is so much cheaper.
And then it ends up being about the same anyways.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny too, because like when you compare it to the States where they have even cheaper alcohol, like why the hell is our shit so expensive?
Yeah, but then it's like more expensive there just because our dollar is shit compared to American dollar.
Which is weird in my mind. I
strange.
never understood it, and I never deep dove into like why that is, but I was like, whatever.
Yeah, it's because they value American as a country as a whole over us more. Yeah, but it's crazy. But then like the pound is even more than the American dollar. It's like what is it to
That was 2 or 1.9.
Yeah, it's almost $2 to $1 Canadian dollar.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So it's pretty ridiculous. Always the currency always throws me off of like, oh yeah, I'm going to this destination, and like I get to transfer some money over, and like, oh crap, I need a lot more money for that. So actually, a little bit of big news. My girlfriend and I were talking about going to Japan next year.
Ooh.
We're thinking about going for like close to a month, doing a little bit of Japan and South Korea.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
That'd be an awesome trip.
I'm excited. So that's a impromptu plan that we have for the future. So.
Yeah, I think our plan, we might go to the Formula One race next year.
Ooh.
In Monza.
Monza, where?
Which is outside of Milan. And like,
oh crap, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because Jesse and I were staying in Milan, and we went out to a lake, Como Lake, which is 30 to 40 minutes outside of Milan. And on the way there, you go through the town of Monza. And I was like, really? Monza is this close to Milan? Are you fucking kidding me? I was like, okay, well, plans are formulating.
There you go. So I guess Jesse also enjoys watching Formula One with you too?
Not really. She mostly wants to go because like it's Italy and
it's a destination place to go.
Yeah. But like we were thinking of like coordinating it with our friends who we might see after that trip. So we might like do like 4 or 5 days like there for the race, and then hop over to like Spain or something for another like 2 weeks or something.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so that's like a plan in the works right now, but we'll see what happens.
It just seems like with something like that, when you have to plan it with more individuals, it's a lot of moving parts to get organized and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's doable, and it sounds like it will be a lot of fun once you get there.
Oh yeah, like it was so much fun going to Italy. Yeah, just like hanging out in Rome and everything. That city is awesome.
Maybe one day I'll get there.
Yeah.
It's not high on my priority list.
Italy is fantastic. The food is so good there.
It's kind of funny when you think about it, where you go to Italy and you just have a lot of Italian food, but you go to Canada and you have any food but Canadian.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, no, it's definitely true. Oh, you're sliding down. Oh.
Pooch is just super chill today.
Oh, always chill. And then you went to Vancouver.
I did. I went for a wedding.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
How was that?
It was a great time. Had a fantastic trip. A little bit of a headache. Not a headache, but just like mishap happening with getting there and coming back with the airplane. But other than that, it was just like simple, silly things. Not to get into it, but like we got there, we enjoyed the wedding, and we got home. That's all that mattered. We're safe and sound.
Nice.
But it was just like a few things just didn't go according to plan. But other than that, a great time. Like
awesome. Thoroughly
enjoyed it. And oh my God, we went to the Inglewood Night Market. Or sorry, not Inglewood Night Market. Wow, I'm totally blanking on that one. I didn't go to that. No, we went to the Richmond night market.
Yeah, how was that?
There. Oh my God, highly recommend. One of the best things I've done in a long time.
Oh, awesome.
They had like vendors. They had so much food. I think Chelsea and I, we ended up like kept on like alternating buying between things, and we shared everything except for one thing because she's pescatarian and I'm not.
Yeah.
And so we had like grilled squid, skewers, butter beer, alcohol.
Beer.
Yeah, well, it's a dry event, which is cool, which is all about the food, all about the excitement. Huge lineup, but it was such a great time, and I wish the Stampede was a little bit like that because honestly, they could go with a little bit drier for how reckless Alberta gets, man.
Oh yeah, or just like, I don't know, have something new there. Like the first time I went to Stampede, I was like, this is just an overall like glorified like carnival, essentially.
A glorified
like,
kegger.
Like it's not really anything special. Like the event itself is actually more special than going to Stampede because it's kind of cool how everyone dresses up and has a good time that way. But like going to actual Stampede, like the only real reason I go is like for the music. And this year is some pretty good bands too.
There are some pretty good bands. I debated it as well to go, but I was like, no, I just don't like the crowd. That's the one thing I'm just like very turned off of. And so I'm like, okay with skipping a lot of that, skipping the Stampede breakfast, which I lucked out on this year. So if anyone listening doesn't know, we're cooks, and if you work the Stampede breakfast, it's a long morning. It's a very long morning.
Thy worst.
Yeah. So out of however many years I've worked in the industry, I have finally been able to skip Stampede breakfast once in my life, and I am glad I missed it because apparently this was the busiest one we've had.
Ever?
2,700 people.
Oh my God.
Apparently they ran out of everything.
They ran out of everything?
They ran out of all the food. And
well, near the end though, right?
Well, it was whenever they did. I don't remember when. Because I only heard of this through the grapevine, but apparently some members were not wanting to wait in line that long because you know where the parking lot is?
Oh, yeah. It must have like snaked around to the bottom.
It was at the police station is where it was like lined up to.
That's insanity.
Yeah, so it was
a really beautiful day on Sunday too.
It was actually really hot for a lot of people.
Yeah,
so some people that were because it was
really hot on Sunday.
Yeah, it wasn't just members. It was also like the community.
It's everyone in the community. Yeah.
So they're all there, and but some of the members were like, "Forget this. I'm not waiting in line." So they just ended up going inside where it's air conditioning and like they can get the cafeteria food.
Oh,
and apparently the cafeteria got rocked
smoked.
as well. I was like, oh, damn, you guys.
I'm sitting there just chilling, just be like, yeah, this is pretty good. Stampede's breakfast. Everyone's like, oh, no. Where are these people showing up? No, go away.
Yeah.
No, the party's outside.
Go somewhere else.
Oh,
so apparently they got real freaking busy. And then after that, it was like a slow night. But I was like, if I had to miss one Stampede breakfast, I am so happy I booked this weekend off and didn't have to do it for once. But yeah, so.
Oh my God. Well, same with me. Like, this is the first time living in Calgary that I haven't had. Oh no, second time I haven't had to do Stampede breakfast.
I guess because of COVID. COVID doesn't really count though.
Well, no, I wasn't even talking about that. In 2019, I had so many weddings to go to that I missed it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's exciting though.
Yeah,
I remember that summer. You were like gone all the time.
I was like, bye. Yeah, that was like 5 weddings, I think.
It's a great way to spend a summer. I do enjoy weddings. The weddings that we went to was awesome, and like.
Yeah?
Who doesn't like love going to a wedding? Like,
it's
such a great time.
Everyone's like in such a good mood and like everything. Yeah, that's awesome that you had a good time. Did you check out anything else? Did you have some sushi or?
Oh yeah, we overdid it on sushi. We even went to an expensive place to try out sushi there.
Which place was it?
It's like the one near the harbor. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but it was.
Oh, like right next to the Pan Pacific Hotel.
I think that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's. So I gave my brother for his wedding gift certificate for that place, and like he loves going there. He loves it.
It's expensive. Like, it was good quality.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had that good high quality of sushi before in my life.
Yeah, so then you have nothing compared to really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for the quality of the fish alone, I understand why the price was. But again, quality to also fillingness wasn't like to what I was hoping for.
Oh, you didn't feel that full coming out?
I felt content. Oh, and that's a nice way to leave on that.
Sure.
But I was like, I wish I just had a little bit more. Like, just like a little bit larger of a portion or something like that. Like, I'm not asking for like, oh, give me like 7 more pieces or something. I'm just like, just up it just slightly, and I would have felt a lot better, and I've been like, no problem, paying the money.
Yeah, I've gone to a really awesome sushi place in Vancouver, and like the first thing that you notice is like the sashimi grade fish is awesome, but like there's something that they do differently because it just tastes like butter in your mouth.
It's the
like,
texture. The texture is so much
And you're
different.
like, how is this cut so much better than like another place?
Yeah,
like,
and
honestly, I don't understand.
The way I describe it is that if high quality sushi will definitely melt in your mouth.
Yeah, I was
It's
just
amazing.
blown away. I was like, holy
Where I've had
shit.
sashimi before and it's good, it's flavorful. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though, like the taste of salmon tastes like salmon no matter what kind of sashimi cut you get.
Yeah,
But the texture is
The
so
texture
much
is
different,
just unreal.
which is amazing. But
Yeah.
yes, so we got to try out some sashimi. We did go
Nice.
to the Vancouver Art Museum, which
Oh,
was
nice.
nice. We checked it out. It was like something to do with Prada and a lot of like dress clothing style influence on that for the
Oh,
art show,
cool.
which was fun. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, it was mainly a trip about food. We ate a lot, and that was all we needed, and I was so happy with it. What is Pooch yelling at?
No, hey, no, that's our neighbor. You just don't have to get excited.
But yeah, it was a fantastic time, and I hope you were able to get a decent amount of food too while you were over hanging out with the fam jam.
Oh no, it was great. Yeah, we had salmon there, like barbecued salmon. It was so good.
I kind of want to get a barbecue grill, like, because after going to the night market,
Yeah,
they were doing like so many skewers and stuff like that on like traditional style, like Japanese grills. Like, I kind of want to pick up one and just have it like a small one, just to have the charcoal cooking and just like have like a barbecue night. Like, I really want to try that one night. Not like a big one. Something too big is just not. It's a lot of hassle to deal with, but just big enough that I can like cater to like maybe 6 to 8 people.
well, you can get those like nice charcoal bowl ones that are nice.
Yeah, I've seen those, and then like even the boxy kind of rectangle ones you can get too. So
Yeah.
I might get something like that in time. I'm in no rush for it, but it's just something I've been kind of looking at. Like, it's piquing my interest.
Oh yeah, like like oh my god, like Korean barbecue and like that kind of stuff. It's just the sauces that they use and like the flavor and the beef is just
They got their stuff like
Unreal.
honed in so
So
well.
good.
Like, you're salivating just standing in front of it.
I
Just
know
like
you just
smell
smelling
it, and you're
yeah,
like,
you're like, oh my god.
you're waiting. But like, we started off with takoyaki balls, like the
Oh,
octopus
nice.
battered ones.
Yeah.
That was like our start, and it was like
Oh my God.
one of the best quality takoyakis I've ever had.
Awesome.
And they've already been like in the window for like maybe like they were trying to get ahead of themselves because
Yeah.
I knew a lot of people were coming in.
Oh yeah.
So there's already like 4 or 6 orders right there ready to go.
Yeah.
They're like, whatever, just let's be the first ones. There's no harm in it. We're the first ones. So they've already been there for a few minutes, and we start biting into them. I have not had the perfect texture of a takoyaki. You have them like in Calgary, no problem. They're still good, very flavorful. I will not argue, but sometimes they're either over or under.
Yeah.
If they're over, they're kind of getting to that point where they're almost chewy in the center. If they're under, it's like that dough is not fully
Yes,
cooked and it's
yeah.
like almost like watery.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was the
Oh, that's
perfect
awesome.
texture, flavor, the sauce, all that jazz on it. It was. Oh, I'm salivating just thinking about it now. Going crazy about food right now. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, I still can't believe that like all the years I lived in Vancouver, I never went to the Richmond night market.
Dude, I
Like,
want to
don't
kick your
know
ass for you
yeah.
because, like, goddamn, you like. Well, at least
I
if
don't
you
know
do ever
why.
go back to Vancouver, try and plan a night till you go to it, and go
For sure.
early. Honestly, just be one of the first ones in line. We waited only a half hour before the gates opened.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't too bad of a lineup, and
Yeah.
just get in there, get at the food you wanted, and then just enjoy it. Check out the vendors too. Like, there was like some cool stuff there. We ended up buying stickers. We bought I bought 2 packs of like 50 stickers for myself and my girlfriend for like $7 each. And it was like she got tarot cards done by a specific artist, and I got like a whole bunch of goofy ones. I was like, it was just fun.
That's awesome. Yeah. And then what else has happened?
I know my weekends were full, so I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
do
you're
sure
doing
what
lots
you.
of climbing?
A little bit.
weekends?
So after the wedding weekend, I know
Yeah.
you went on vacation that weekend after, and then during that time, I went backcountry camping for the
Oh,
first time.
awesome.
So we hiked in. It was about a 12, just over 10K hike in,
Nice.
and then stayed the night and 10K hike out. So it was my first dabble at backcountry camping. Freaking
Nice.
loved it. I'm doing it again in like not this upcoming weekend, but the next weekend. It's a
Awesome.
big hike though that's coming up though. I think it's like overall it's
the-
54K total.
Yeah, that's the Pacific North.
No, this is a different one. This is Rockwall. It's called
Oh, okay.
Rockwall Trail, and we got 54K in 3 days.
Woo! That's a lot.
Yeah, up and down.
Up and down, yeah. Was the terrain pretty manageable?
Moderate. It was
Yeah.
extremely moderate, very easy. It's like a horse path that we took on this last bout.
Whereabouts was it? Like
Mount Romulus. That's the path that we took. It's
I
like
recognize the name of that mountain.
it's in Bragg Creek area. I can't remember
okay.
which area specifically, but it's in Bragg Creek, and it's one of the paths. It's like the part of the Big Elbow Falls path that you can take.
Nice.
So we're already talking about going back there next year, but doing each of the three, which is it's Big Elbow Fall, I think one of the campsites, Mount Romulus, which I'll definitely go back to. It was very nice, and Tombstone. And Tombstone's a big one that people want to go to, but it's 20K just to that point.
Oh, crazy.
So yeah. So this is like a little bit of a mix of a camping and rock climbing kind of summer, which is awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
How about you? What did you not do last weekend, but the weekend before?
Oh, last weekend. What was last weekend? That was this past weekend. We were hanging out with a friend of ours from Vancouver. What did I do the weekend? No, I was in. I never can remember the weekends anymore.
You need
My brain.
little cliff notes for yourself so you remember.
Yeah, right. Oh,
That or you just took a whole bunch of edibles, and I completely understand if you have that short-term memory loss.
So many edibles. Yeah. Oh, that was the Canada Day.
Oh, right. That was Canada Day.
Yeah. Canada Day was fun. Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we just like hung out and saw fireworks and stuff like that. And then our former roommate who stayed with us like came in and hung out with us from the Tuesday to Saturday, I think, or was it Monday? Anyways, we hung out with him. That was a lot of fun. No, it was Monday. Yeah, right. And yeah, for pretty much what was it, Wednesday to Saturday. It was party like just every day. That was crazy.
That's awesome. It's always
Yeah.
fun to do that, to let loose.
Oh my god! But then by like Saturday, like he left Saturday, and I was just like, I'm not doing much today.
I need a break.
Yeah. And so yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, we hadn't seen him in like 3 years. Well, since the pandemic, I think. Like,
Oh
I
wow.
hadn't seen
Yeah, that's
him.
a hot minute then.
Yeah, because like every time we've tried to hang out during or around Christmas in Vancouver, like it just hasn't worked. Like one was, what was it? Well, the COVID restrictions came back in 2021, sort of, like enough that he was like, I don't think I'm coming.
It wasn't fully
Yeah.
worth it for him to do.
No. And then 2022 was the snowstorm, and he works at the airport, part of the emergency services. So he was really busy, so he was unavailable to come out. It's like, damn it.
So he's very weather dependent. So if has
Yeah.
vacation plans and all of a sudden a storm hits, he's no more vacation for you. You got to do this now.
Well, no, he was just gonna leave work early, I think, or yeah, he was just gonna come out for like dinner and drinks, like at my brother's house, just to see us. And yeah, he was unavailable after the absolute shit show that happened.
Good old Canadian freak show snowstorms happens way more than you think, man.
Well, like he was even talking about it. It's like an airport shouldn't just shut down after that much snow hits because it wasn't even that much, like comparatively to
Because
like
this is in
Calgary.
BC, right?
Yeah, but like
So, yeah,
still,
They're all it's like BC soft, man. As soon as they see any snow, it's like we can't do it.
yeah, no, they freak out and they don't know what to do.
It's funny because like their neighbors is us, and
Yeah.
we handle so much snow on the regular. You'd think that they'd be like calling us up, like, "Can we fly in this snowstorm? How much snow is coming down?" And it's like this much, and they'll be Canada, Calgary will be like, "Fuck it, full send it. You're good. You'll do fine."
So yeah, we cleared the runway. You're good to go. Oh,
I'm afraid. I just don't know if I can make it.
yeah.
Just get through it.
De-ice the plane, get her up. Yeah, so yeah, we were stuck in the airport, or not in the airport, but like stuck in Vancouver for another like couple days because of that. Yeah. But yeah, it was good to see him, and it was good to like have some good hangs. Went to the ship, and we also saw like a band we wanted to see at the whatchamacallit, Wild Horse Saloon.
Ooh, what band?
Rural Alberta Advantage.
Oh hell yeah, that'd be so good to see
Oh
live.
my god, they were so good. Except for the sound wasn't great, but we had a really good vantage point. We were near the back, but we were like on top of like this platform, so we could see the band, and we could sort of hear them a little. So that was fun, and we also saw a new Wes Anderson movie too, and that was also fun.
There's a new one?
Yeah, Asteroid City. I don't know if it's in theaters anymore.
I gotta look this up. I'm just curious.
Yeah, really good story, really good. It was just like a regular Wes Anderson film. Quirky, funny. A lot less sad than his French Dispatch, that's for sure. I mean, French Dispatch was good, but it just didn't have the pastel-y colors of a Wes Anderson film.
Yeah, he's like so well known for like his color palette
Oh man,
and symmetry.
yeah, like that's why I've always loved Life Aquatic for that reason, just because the colors are just so amazing.
So vibrant.
Yeah, and same with like all of them, like have amazing color palette.
That's cool. Oh, well, speaking of bands though, one band that I just heard on the radio that's coming in is Pup. If you ever listen to them.
Oh, Pop.
September 7th, I think it is. They're coming
yeah?
in. I was like, ooh, that's tempting. I don't know if I'm free, so I can't really. Actually, I'll know right now if I'm free or not. Because I got to check it on my calendar, and
Oh, I said you're lame.
probably not able to do it.
Oh, really? Like you're
I'm busy
when are you
most
doing
weekends.
the Northwest or the Pacific Northwest Trail?
Oh, that's a different one. Dude, no, it's just called the West Coast Trail.
Or West Coast Trail, right?
I think the Pacific Coast Trail is the one that goes through America, and that one's huge.
Oh, right. Goes all the way down to Mexico.
Yeah, I've seen the movie Wild with
Yeah,
and that one's
She
kind of
didn't-
wild.
Yeah, she didn't even do it all. I mean, she did started from the bottom part of California, which is still a big hike.
And that
Went all the way up to Oregon.
and like the fact that she wasn't like the most well prepared for it.
No.
Like boots were too small, her backpack was way too fucking big and heavy, and she
Yeah.
went all that. And I'm not discrediting her, but apparently in the book she says she only goes about 5 to 8 miles a day. Which is honestly not a lot of mileage when you're trying to think of like how much you have to get through to get to a destination. So she's on that trail for a lot longer than most people. And no discredit to her. She's got a huge backpack and everything else like that. But like most people would be like, no, we're on a mission. I'm trying to get, if it's like 8 to 10 or 12 miles a day just to get like some of the miles behind me so I can get to the next destination. and get this through this trip, but she was like in the long haul version of it.
Yeah, I would imagine like some areas are probably tougher than others to get through too. Like, like the trail is just nuts.
I could not imagine the desert. Like I can picture, like I'm doing a lot of mountain hikes in Alberta and in Kananaskis area, and that's fine. I'm all for that. You pick a place that's near water and you chill out that way, no big deal. In the desert, I'm like, nah, I'm hooped. I'm so screwed right now. I'd burn through my water so fast from like being thirsty.
Well, like one of our friends did a pretty good amount of trail in the backcountry. I can't remember where he went, but he had like a GPS tracker on him. So then he could send messages and you could see what the messages were. He could send messages back to him too. It's really cool. And
was it called the InReach?
Maybe. It was like along, it was like the bottom part of Alberta, like to Jasper.
Okay.
There was one part where his girlfriend picked him up and just like drove to the next spot because he was literally walking along the road.
Yeah.
And he was like, screw this. This is whatever.
There's nothing there for excitement when it comes to that. But then other parts are so scenic, you want to fully experience them.
Yeah, but he said at one point, like, he was so desperate for water that there was like this like hole that he had to like climb down into, scale down, and then like there was like green like sludge on top of the water, and he did not care. He's like, ah.
I don't doubt it. Like,
I'm so thirsty.
But like people have like water pumps and filters and stuff like that, and then they just tab it and then boil it, so it's safe enough to drink at that point.
Oh, for sure.
But it's like, when you're in those scenarios, you are in survival instinct. You're like, okay, parasites, but if I don't have any water, I'm dying.
So screw it. I'm doing it.
Whereas, like, I don't think I would struggle as much in the winter. Like, yeah, okay, it's cold, but you have so much plethora of snow that you can melt and you can make do with everything else that way. But in the desert, you're like, cool, you burn through your resources, you are hooped.
Oh yeah, you're screwed big time. And like the biggest thing that like people don't get about, because they, especially like in the Lower Mainland, there's been so many people who have needed to be rescued because they don't understand like how important it is to be prepared before you go on a hike. Even if you're going on a little hike, like you still need to bring something with you, because like literally like 5 minutes from the road you are in the bush.
Yep.
And like people look at it and go, oh, you're so close to nature, oh, it's so nice. They just don't think that it's dangerous because it's right there.
Yep.
But no,
it's terrible.
5 minutes in, you could be on a trail like literally in like North Van or in Lynn Valley and walking along, and as long as you like stay in that area, you're fine. But like if you go on a longer hike and go more into the forest,
you're not in your backyard. No. You're in another animal's backyard.
And so many things can happen to you. You can slip on a rock, and then you're in big trouble.
Yep.
If you injure yourself, because there have been experienced hikers like that go by themselves because they know they can do it and have died.
Yep. I also know for a fact that it's just funny thinking back when I've gone into hiking with friends and everything else like that. We never had bear spray with us. We never once carried it until I only got my bear spray maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And like, well, I'm not saying I'm still like the first time getting bear spray. I only got it like 3 years ago for like going into the woods and stuff like that. Whereas before we're like, yeah, no, we're fine. We'll just go. We just went out there. And we always came back, which was very lucky in some scenarios. Like we didn't do like the most ridiculous of summits, but it was like, technically we run into anything. We're hooped. We have nothing right now.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, now like being more educated and being more familiar with nature, it's like, no, I need to be prepared. Especially on the backcountry trips. Like you need to know how much you can carry. You need to know how much food you need. You need to be prepared to be hungry some nights if you only bring so much food, and like not to over ration or under ration.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then just to always like make sure you have enough water, make sure you have, like lots of snacks
Clean clothing, like
and clean clothing. Yep. Because like being damp, yeah, can do it as well. Like
enough fuel to cook
rain
your
or
food
something
too.
like
That too, yeah.
Sorry?
Like good. I was saying enough fuel to cook all your food.
Yep.
You also need to make sure you have all the anemones that you need for that stuff. But yeah, you're absolutely right. For the right clothing and right equipment, like if you just buy stuff willy dilly and you're like, oh, this will do, it probably could still get by. But if you don't do the research or don't know what you can pull off with what you have for equipment,
Yeah.
you could be in a worst case scenario that you didn't expect to be in.
Yeah. Like a friend of ours who is a really good hiker, a really good, and it does a lot of trails like on her own, and she was on Vancouver Island and she was getting stalked by a cougar. And she like was screaming at this thing, and you're usually getting stalked by a younger cougar who's a teenager because they don't know any better, because they don't, like, the older ones know, like, you stalk someone, like, you could die. So it's best not to do that unless you're really desperate, but a lot of the time they're just like, and she was with her dog, so it was probably actually stalking the dog, not her. But it's like super scary.
Oh, hell yeah.
When you see, like, she showed, I think, a picture of it, and you can see its, like, head, like, and, like, obviously phones, the camera's not as good as your eyes, so it's probably a lot closer than that. And, yeah, so.
It's freaky.
Yeah, no, that freaked her out, because she's done it so many times and never encountered a cougar, but.
Yeah, cougars and bears, man, those are, like, the two ones I'm really freaked out about. But it's also, for the most part, they don't want to fight you or attack you unless they're desperate themselves.
Yeah.
If they're starving, that's when they kind of more so approach you.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're making a lot of noise, they're just going to avoid you entirely.
Yeah. It's just like there are wolves around too, but like wolves, won't attack someone unless they're really desperate, as well. But again, there have been instances of it. Like, wasn't there that guy died in a wolf attack or something like that? He like was in his tent and then like killed him in his tent.
That's ridiculous. I've never even heard of that.
I thought it was a wolf. Maybe it was a bear, but I'm pretty sure it was a wolf. But I don't know.
It's also funny because I watched another movie called Backcountry. It's a bit of a horror.
Oh yeah.
And it's based on an event where a couple was attacked by a black bear, 600-pound black bear.
Oh yeah.
And like the actual story is that the woman got bit, or more so attacked, more so than the guy. The guy scared off the bear, and then they had to travel back to safety.
Yeah.
Had to do like a kayak trip or something like that, and then people were there to help her as soon as they could, but she ended up succumbing to her injuries because they're that severe.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, usually bears swat at you, especially black bears. Black bears don't want to take that risk.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I think grizzly bears are a little bit more prone to be more of a attacking kind of animal.
It can be, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and they're also bigger too, and they freak me out. Like, they look cool as fuck, but it's like, I don't want to deal with
They're
you.
so big.
Yeah.
Like the males are over a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're huge.
Mm-hmm. And they get like really a lot longer, sharper, or not, sorry, they're duller nails, but a lot longer.
Yeah.
Because they use them for digging. Mm-hmm. Whereas black bears use them climbing. So they're shorter, but sharper.
Yeah.
So usually like when they get startled by or want to deter you away, they'll just do a big palm swing at you. And they'll cut you open. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But it's usually that and runs away. So like you'll be dealing with your injuries, but it's like you do okay for the most part. I guess maybe if you have more meat on your bones, I guess if you're a little chubbier, you won't have to worry as much. I don't know. Tough to say. I'm not a doctor in that kind of sense. I don't want to test this either because I'm like skinny, man. Like you hit me with something, I just pop.
Yeah.
Done. I'm a one-hit wonder.
No, have you ever seen that picture of that veterinarian who knocked out a grizzly bear? Like, I think they were just like I think it was a male, and they were just looking him over and making sure everything was okay and everything like that. And she put his paw next to her face. Oh my god! And his claws are up here around her head, like past her head, and like her head is like cradled in his paw. It's just wild.
I'd be too afraid if that thing woke up.
Yeah.
It just like rolled over in its sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, bears are something that you need to respect, I'd say, for especially backcountry. You're in their domain.
Yep.
You got to be mindful. You got to be safe. And that's why they try and teach you all that stuff when it comes to backcountry, where put your food in bear lockers. Have nothing with the scent. They won't come to your tent usually because they don't smell anything. If you smell like BO, they're not going to be like, tasty.
Yeah, no, definitely. Or like knowing like certain times of the year too, because like, you know, the mating season of the elk, and there's elk around, and you have to be careful of them too, because they can be dangerous as well.
I'm still more so afraid, not as of bears or elk or cougars, but fucking moose, man. If I see fucking moose,
huge.
I am petrified. I will be pulling out my bear spray to hopefully deter that thing away. Because as much as like all those things will fuck up your day, the moose will ruin you. The moose will like, it'll be like your worst wife ever. It takes your house, takes your kids, takes all your belongings along with it, and still leaves you there to die. Like, the fact that everyone's like in the states that I talk to, they're like, "Oh, aren't you afraid of like all the bears and stuff like that in Canada?" I'm like, "Hell no!" Like, what are you afraid of? I'm like, "We're moose." Like, no fucking way you're afraid of a moose. Like, bitch, you've never seen a moose. You would be terrified.
Yeah, they're insane.
Oh my god.
They're so big.
Rocky and Bullwinkle made you think they're all cute and cuddly. No, fuck that, man. Run away from a moose. I don't care how many loonies and toonies or whatever currency you put a moose on. I will not go up to a moose.
No moose.
Fucking furry dinosaur at you. There's the derpy looking face.
They are really cute though.
Like, you know, I'm really impressed with like their like the antlers that they have on them.
Oh yeah.
And the noise that they make is really cool when they howl. But it's like a freaking like anteater nose that's really big, but they're like super tall, like a fucking giraffe. I don't know, man. I'm trying to see a picture right now of like of one human standing beside a moose, but instead I find one with like bloody antlers right now, and that's freaking
Bloody
me
antlers?
out. Yeah, apparently like it might have like
Gotta be a horror movie.
you know, maybe like that. What did they make a horror movie about a unicorn that stabbed people or something? Or no, they did that on the Cabin in the Woods.
Oh right.
Okay, so they're showing something where it's like a 6'2" drawing of a man beside a moose, and a 6'2" person barely goes over its back.
The shoulder, yeah.
So
its head is still like another like.
It's
3.5
the head's still
feet
actually a little bit
tall.
lower, so you can be eye to eye with it, but its stature is still way higher.
Oh yeah.
It shows like it taller than most freaking horses. Honestly, is how big a freaking moose is.
Oh yeah. Like a male moose is over usually around 1,000 pounds.
1,000 pounds,
Close.
yeah. Like this is
It's
why.
it's usually close around there, and then the female is not like a lightweight either.
Nope. I also just see ones beside cars. I'm like, no, like put two of them together, like just kind of close proximity, and it's still way bigger than your Ford F-150.
Oh yeah.
Unit of a freaking creature.
Yeah, they're also really tasty.
That I will not argue. That is.
Oh, you've tried moose?
Oh, I've had
as well?
moose before.
Oh my god, it's so good.
So good.
It's amazing.
It's difficult to cook, I find, really well, but it is.
Yeah, it's really lean. There's not a lot of fat on there.
Same thing with venison. It's like it is very lean. So like you know, like the donenesses that you do, like for rare, medium rare, and all that. So like what feels like well done for like a beef steak or something like that, that's rare for venison or elk.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Because it's so lean. It doesn't have the marbling in it.
Yeah.
And then trying to get anything past that correct is tough.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I started cooking. I learned how to cook steaks by cooking elk first before
wow.
I learned beef steaks.
That's awesome. Because we used to pan sear venison when I worked at the tea house in Vancouver, and same thing. We didn't get a lot come back, but you would cut it open and slice it, and then sometimes you just say, nope, that's overdone for what they want. It's super easy to do. Like, you're feeling it, you're like, oh, this feels right. It's like, no.
Still wrong. It's tough. It took a while to get that feel for it, and then when you get it, you feel like, oh, I'm so good. But then you try and cook something else, you're like, I keep fucking it up now. It's hard to be good at game meats and then transfer that over back into regular
meat.
Yeah, regular cow. Beef.
Yeah, it's just so different.
Yeah, if it's lean, it's tough. It's lack of better vocabulary. It's a tougher meat and also very tough to cook.
So I'm excited to go to the Coke stage on Wednesday and see Broken Social Scene and Manchester Orchestra. That should be a good show.
Broken Social Scene should be so good.
Yeah. Well, Manchester Orchestra too. I don't know if you know them.
I probably heard their stuff. I just can't think of anything off the top of my head right now.
Oh, they're so good. They got such a range too. They have a lot of soft sort of acoustic-y sort of songs, but then a lot of rockier stuff as well. So it's really
It's a nice mix then.
Yeah. Really nice.
Have you ever been to a bad concert, one that you're just why am I here? Why am I listening to this?
Yeah, I've been to a bad concert before. What was it? I've been to concerts before where the sound isn't very good, and the band is someone I want to see, but then I'm like, this sounds sucks.
Someone can't EQ it correctly in the facility that they're in.
Yeah. I've seen the second time I saw John Spencer's Blues Explosion, I wasn't thrilled. The first time I saw them, it was great. I don't know if it was the venue or sometimes it's the crowd. I don't know, but the first time I saw him, I was like, wow, this guy kicks ass.
And the second time, you're like, what the hell happened?
I don't remember this being like this last time.
That's fair. I remember the worst concert I went to. It wasn't even a bad concert. The venue was just off. Yeah. And the opening act was what I consider as the worst concert, whereas I didn't go there for them.
Yeah.
I went there to see the Dudes live, and I love the Dudes.
Oh, nice.
But the opening act for them was Chicks Dig It. I don't know if you've ever heard of them before.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of them, yep.
Honestly, I could not get behind it. I got so annoyed with the band. It was in Cowboys a long time ago, and they had a half pipe. So they had the stage, they had a half pipe in front of them where people were skating and doing tricks, which was entertaining. I was like, okay, cool, different vibe.
Yeah.
And then the staging area for the guests to watch it just past that. I was like, this is kind of stupid. We're nowhere near the stage. Guys are skateboarding in front of us, which is kind of entertaining, but I was like, okay, whatever. And then also the kicker on it was the drunken assholes up behind me. I was like, oh my God, this venue sucks. So that's the one I just remember as being a very poor concert. Whereas seeing the Dudes live kind of made up for it. I was so happy to see them, but everything up to that point, I was like, do I really want to muscle this out? Because I can't stand it. I hate it when that happens. You're like, I paid money for this. I want to experience it.
Yeah. No, yeah. I've definitely experienced a lot of shows where the opening act has been either boring or I'm just uninterested in them. It's tough to find a good opener. Because a lot of the times, those bands stay as openers. And they're
it's
not
true.
Really headliner bands. So.
And when they do the headliner concerts themselves, they usually have smaller venues because they can't match what the opening act or they were for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the headliner act they were there for. But what is it? But I have seen some really good matches for concerts though. where I've seen, what was it, like Billy Talon, Alexis on Fire, and Cancer Bats all went on tour together,
Oh,
and
that
that
was
was
so
so good. Such a good concert.
Yeah.
Oh, and Against Me was in the same one too. So
Ooh,
those
nice.
4 artists all together, like, fucking awesome. And then when I went and saw, what was it, System of a Down, we're like, oh, they have an opener, cool. I don't know a band that can match System of a Down for like their energy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what to expect. Of all bands that opened up for System of a Down, it was Gorgo Bordello,
Oh my god.
the gypsy punk band.
Oh my god, that would have been such a good show.
It was
Holy
amazing.
shit.
And I was like, and I didn't even know about the band until they
Oh
started
my
playing,
God,
and I was like,
this-
I'm hooked. I love the band
Yeah.
immediately.
Oh, that's one band that I want to see live that I've heard is so good.
It was phenomenal. I was nowhere near the stage, but I got to see it from the rafters, and I was like, that's sweet. So I had to remember them, and I looked them up after. I was like, oh my god, I was
Oh, they
a
have so
fan
many good
instantly.
songs. Yeah.
That was a great concert.
Yeah, there's actually a good one coming up in October, I think. Anti-Flag and the Bouncing Souls. That's going to be good.
That'd be interesting. I've
Yeah.
never heard of the Bouncing Souls, but I know Anti-Flag.
Oh, yeah. Bouncing Souls are good. Like, they're just a East Coast punk band from New Jersey. And they're really good. They have a lot of really good songs. And again, like most fast punk songs, but like some slow ones too. So, yeah.
I like variety with it. The last concert I went to was Death from Above. I was so happy to go to.
Oh, they're coming too.
Yeah, they're coming back.
They're on the Coke stage.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna go to it. I've seen them twice now.
Yeah.
Actually, or 3 times. But I was System of a Down and Death from Above 1979 were the 2 bands that, when I started to become a fan back in the day, they just disbanded. Happened to System of a Down. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. I really want to see their concert. No longer a thing. I was like, fuck. And then same thing with Death from Above. I was like, oh my god, I want to see them live. Disbanded. I was like, you motherfuckers. I was so mad. I was like, you piece of shit. I really want to see you guys live, and you just all of a sudden up and leave each other. I was like, god damn it. And I think they just like ended up doing their other thing called Mastercraft, which is actually really good. But I didn't want to see them as much as I want to hear the other music they made.
Yeah.
And then what's another one? One that I was always butthurt about, but it was way too expensive to buy at the time, is Rage Against the Machines.
Oh yeah.
That would have been an amazing concert.
Yeah. Did they ever come back? They were supposed to come back and play the Saddle Dome.
I believe
that
they did, but it was during that COVID fiasco that they kept on getting bumped around or some shit.
Yeah, because like Evan was gonna go see them, and then I don't know what happened to that.
I'm pretty sure he probably did, but I honestly, I haven't talked to Evan in a while too, though.
Yeah. That band, I wanted to see them, but then I'm like, I don't know. Like they're gonna be so good live, but I'm just like, oh, like big concerts like that now. I try, I don't know, not stay away from, but I'm just not as stoked to see.
It's also a different performance when it comes to that, where you look
Yeah.
at more contemporary musicians and artists. Like, it is a full light show and a whole bunch of other things that they throw in there.
Yeah.
So even pyrotechnics they'll put into some of the bands too. Like Metallica ended up putting that into their stuff. But
Yeah.
back in the day, it was like a different kind of show, which I think Rage Against the Machines is more like that. They're more of the traditional kind of like, they weren't in this, but of Woodstock kind of style, like just the music, just presenting themselves, just playing their instruments and putting up and performing their songs, and that's it. It's just that raw performance that they are probably more known for, rather than like a huge LED light show or fog machines and stuff like that. Like, I don't think they would be the same kind of concert that some people would be expecting in today's kind of realm. Whereas now when I go to a concert, I'm like, unless it's a punk show, which I'm just like, I'm expecting dingy, I'm expecting a mosh pit, but if it's anything else, it's going to be lights going off. It's going to be paired off with that, and like there'll be fog machines going off and a whole bunch of other aesthetic stuff presented along with it.
Yeah.
Banners and shit too.
Yeah, I think the last big one that I saw was like the Lumineers, and it was a really good show. But yeah, I usually don't go to big shows like that anymore. I mostly go to littler shows. Well, I guess like the Coke stage is like somewhat of a big show.
Somewhat. It's just people that go to the Coke stage know what they're getting into. You're going into for a free ticket or cheap ticket to a concert or band that you absolutely love. Like I remember when Billy Talon went there, and it was a riot. I was lucky enough just like not lucky to skip it, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I saw pictures of how chaos it was. I was like, I'm kind of glad I didn't go.
Yeah,
because it was crazy. Packed. And trying to leave that after they are done is just a nightmare.
Well, it's in a better spot now.
Oh, they moved it.
You've gone and seen the Coke stage recently. So there's like, the stage is like here, and there's like a big wide open space where like everyone stands, and so you can stand at the back now, and there's big video screens.
Oh, they added screens. So the Coke stage hasn't moved. They just added things to it.
No, it's moved. So it's like in a bigger spot. It's like, you know where like a majority of the rides are?
Yeah.
At one spot. So it's past that, near the back end of the grounds. That's where it is now. And so it's in a really good spot. And you can get a lot more people in there, but you can also escape a lot faster because there's like literally a massive like exit area where you can exit out of, right?
I see. Okay, I'm looking at the picture right now. So yeah, it is a much better spacing.
Oh yeah, because like the spot it was before, it was just a nightmare to get out of.
It was
the worst.
It was kind of nice though, and like I'd say 4 years ago when you got to see bands like that, and don't get me wrong, it has been the greatest show on earth for quite a long time because of the size of it.
Yeah.
But it was like they would have Seether playing, and you'd have like about 100 to maybe 200 people coming to watch them live, and I was like, cool, this is a fun shit show, and like we create a mosh pit, and then cops would come over and like disband us. So I was like, okay, whatever, like who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But now it's like, no, there's like probably close to 700 people at one stage. Like last time I was there watching a band.
This is like way more now.
Because, like, probably double that
Russ, now. This guy Russ played on Thursday, and you should see the pictures or like the video of like someone, like the gondola is right passes there, and they were showing like someone took video from the gondola, and it's got to be like 15,000.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Like
or maybe no, 15,000 is way too much. More like 4,000 or 5,000.
4,000, I can see that. I can see 4,000.
Yeah.
I think I've seen the video that you're talking about, and yeah, it is, and it looks so crammed. I'm like, no.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, I don't want any part of that anymore. Like I get somewhat close to the stage enough where I can see the band playing. I'm at the back. I can escape easily. No problems, and
I miss my local shows of just like being like those little underground artists that you get to enjoy before they're real big. Like I miss those kind of times, but I don't have any like. I'm not deep diving on the internet now to find some like underground band that no one's heard of and just trying to get to their concert right now. I'm like I'm too fucking busy right now.
Yeah, it is fun to go to those shows. I've gone to those shows as well. Like I went to like one sort of jazz avant-garde show where I had to you had to go through like a building and then down another hallway or
like
something.
A Big Easy kind of style.
Yeah, and then you go into
or Speakeasy, I should say Speakeasy.
And here are some people like watching a show. I was like, whoa, what's going on?
I think the last one I went to was Double Fuzz when they were still a thing at some place in like down in some underground pub area in Calgary. It was cool, but that was the last one I can remember because I just knew the band. They won some concert in Calgary or some Battle of the Bands thing, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to see him. And then, yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah, I'm so just far out of the loop of that sort of music scene that I just wouldn't know where the venue is to even find it.
Also, it's very different now where it's like a lot of DJs happening now. And like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy the DJ scene when I was like more into it, but now I'm like, I don't rave anymore. I don't need to hear all these DJs. And if I want to listen to the DJ, I got Spotify.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can just listen to their set or like see them live in some way, or not live, but like see like their show might be like posted
Streamed on
YouTube
YouTube, yeah.
and you can watch it that way. I like watching some live stuff on YouTube. Seeing like I like watching some of the stuff from Glastonbury on YouTube. It's fun because then you don't have to like pee on the ground because you can't move for like 7 hours because you can't give up your spot.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
No.
Are you sure?
No, I am sure actually. What am I saying? Because I've never gone to something that big, and nor do I really want to, because like you can never really get close.
Yeah.
To seeing a band, and if you want to get close, you have to like sit there for so long.
Pee into a little cup and then
or whatever, and it's like, no, I don't want any part of this.
Just gotta wear some Depends and you'll be good for a bit.
Yeah, like if I wanted to go to something like that, like I would either want to be like a secondary band, so then you can have access to the big stage and watch bands on the side of the stage, or have like VIP treatment, so then you're not in the crowd.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, like there's a great atmosphere in a lot of concerts in the crowd and stuff like that, but
for sure.
Sometimes you're just like, I just don't want to be around people. I don't want to be around other sweaty people. Like sweat passed on sweat. Like I'm surprised more diseases aren't created from all that like human body material passed between each other. Like some sort of like weird COVID virus being created in a concert area.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You can definitely get stuff from people, and I've done all that before, like done like Warped Tour and stuff like that, and been in mosh pit like in the blazing sun, and so I've also done like Sasquatch was a lot of fun, because I was like, this is the kind of music festival I like, because it was only like 30,000 people for over 3 days, right? So that's much more manageable.
Yeah.
Because and we were in the VIP area, so there was like open space there, and so you could get away from people and just like have a moment to be not surrounded by everyone.
There's one that I've always wanted to go to was EDC. I thought that was so cool that they had in Las Vegas. It's a big electric dance party.
Oh, nice.
It's like a huge music festival. There's like got like 3 stages or 4 stages.
Yeah.
It's all during the night.
Oh wow.
So like you just party all night, and then as the sun comes up, like they start winding down. You go back to your hotel, you sleep for like 8 hours, get up, get some food,
5,
and then go back out there
Wow.
for the nighttime. It's a massive festival. I always wish I kind of went, but you know what? I'm also not that kind of person anymore. I'm not big into the rave or that whole scene and everything. So maybe later in life, or as Burning Man would be really cool to be camping out of nowhere.
Burning Man would be wild.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Somebody I know went to Burning Man.
You need
When
to
did
be.
he go? I think he went after COVID or before. Maybe it was before. Yeah.
I've heard so many good things, but you have to be like we were talking about, like being prepared for the wilderness.
Yeah.
You got to be prepared for Burning Man. You got to like.
Yeah, because you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Nowhere.
Like,
It's a desert.
There's nothing close to you at all.
Oh no, you got to be like, how much water do I need to bring? How much am I rationing?
Yeah.
And you got to be prepared.
Well, you could probably just find, because like I'm going on this like punk rock cruise like in November.
Oh man, I'm so excited for you.
And yeah, and it's just the same thing. Like you just like go on a Facebook page where like people have gone before, so then you're prepared and about what's about to happen, so you're not like completely in the dark.
Yeah, because you want to be informed. Like I know they have first aid tents all around the area. You have to park a specific way, and like I'm sure they have like water and hydration stations that you can use. People bring bikes out there, and like they're usually naked on them and just biking around. It's like a kind of like a untainted version of Shambhala. And I'm not saying anything bad about Shambhala. I've never been to it. I can't really say, but it's like I feel that Burning Man is still true to its roots of how it's done, where Shambhala got a little bit more over advertised, like too mainstream in a way.
Yeah.
And that's the one downside about Shambhala, but I still hear amazing and phenomenal things about it. I would still love to go to both of those venues at some time in my life, but again, you're waiting in line to try and get a ticket, trying to get everything planned and booked for that. Like, we had to do the same thing for our West Coast Trail trip, but it's like, you know what, we want to do that. At least it's not as hectic as those things, but it still is hectic.
Yeah, that's pretty. Wait, is that in August?
Yes.
Nice. And that's how many days?
I'm there for 7.
7.
7 days to hike 75K. Not that bad.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be, I wouldn't say a hard 75K, but it's definitely going to not be easy at some points.
For sure. There's going to be some technical stuff and like going up and down ladders and stuff like that, or like crossing weird broken down bridges and bogs and stuff. Like, I'm totally accepting of that. That's fine. But I'm feeling like Rockwall is going to be way more difficult than West Coast Trail just for the altitude and descent that I have to do.
Oh, for sure. Like, so you're going up quite high then.
Yeah, so I got a picture of a demonstration of what we're actually doing. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm saving these things to be a little bit prepared. The people I'm going with are like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll totally just like take care of everything. I'm like, nope, not risking it. I'm going to get myself informed on some things.
Oh, no. I think it's really important to do that. Yeah.
So we're going
and to know like the plants and stuff like that are in like the indigenous plants. It's important to know that as well.
So this is kind of it. So we're working from this picture right to left, and this just shows all the peaks and valleys that we have to go through. So we're hoping that we can get to this called Faux Lake Campground.
Yeah.
So that's already 700 meters of elevation to start off with. The first day, and that's I think. And what was the distance on that one? That is 10K. That's 10K for 700 meters of elevation.
Shit.
And then if we don't make that campsite, though, the downside is we're going to have to go from that to Numa Creek Campground if we don't get it, and that's 27K. And that's
further away.
That's even further. So that's a full 1,000 meters of elevation and then almost another 500 in descent.
Wow.
To get to that. So I don't know the logistics. We're talking about it tomorrow to make sure it's all going to work out. In all honesty, if we don't make it to, if they're like completely full and full lake, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. Let's random camp it. I'll deal with a fine from like some sort of like ranger marshal. But I'm like, I'm not hiking that much further just to get to the other freaking campsite.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then the next day is like fine. So if we get to Numa Creek the following, or even go to Tumbling Creek Campground, either one of those, that's fine the following day. And then we can probably do, honestly, this full extension in a day, but we might not have to. We might just go to Hem Falls Campground and then walk out the rest of it.
Wow.
So from Hemlock, it's only like 6K, but if the last day if we have to, it's 14K to walk out back to our car. I'm willing to do it. It's not a big deal, but it's the 27K if we have to do in the one night is what I am afraid of. Like, I can do 14 on elevation, but doing 27 up and down is going to be hard. And with West Coast Trail, yes, it is technical. Yes, it is difficult in areas. I don't see it being as difficult as that. I'm thinking of once I survive that, I can survive West Coast Trail no problem.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and you're doing that one.
Not next weekend, but the weekend after. This weekend I have nothing planned except for try and fix and repair my damn broken vehicle.
Oh no!
It's not. It's just like a bunch of minor things I need to repair, put together, and then be oh yeah, now I have a 95 running car or 95% running car. Whereas like right now it's getting down to like 88, 80%. I'm like, oh, I need to fix a lot of things real quick.
And quickly.
Yeah. So, and also now that it's decent weather, I can get a good chunk of it done, but maybe not one thing that I want to really fix.
Yeah. Awesome.
Vehicles are a lot to maintain.
Oh my God. Are they ever?
But yeah.
Well, ours needs a checkup. But other than that, because it's new, it doesn't really need.
But you still have it probably under like some sort of bumper-to-bumper warranty where you just bring back to the.
Oh yeah, we're well. Our dealership is actually that we take it to. We just take it to our local Hyundai dealership, and it's pretty awesome. Like they're really take really care of it. So yeah. And they have like certain plans that you can get on where you get like free oil changes and stuff. I think we need to do one of the big ones to like overhaul like all the fluids and make sure like everything's working fine.
See, when you get a vehicle as old as mine, like mine's a 2003 Honda Civic, we're running pretty good. Like when I say it's like at the 88 to the 80% functioning, it's like it's not like going to blow up on me at any point. But there's things that need to maintain so it lasts longer. And I've only hit 200K on it.
That's pretty good.
That's really good. So, like, the engine is, like, not even halfway through its life. But, like, I've been trying to maintain it well. And, like, I've done upkeep on it, but it's like, okay, once you get to a certain point, you're like, okay, I need to keep on doing the upkeep on it. Otherwise, it's going to get to a point it's not worth repairing.
No. It's just going to fizzle and die.
And then it's going to be like, and then at a certain point, depending on how old it gets, if I still keep it, it's going to go from repairing it to redneck repairing it, where you find like things that don't quite fit correctly, but you can make it fit well enough that'll make it last another like 100K. Sorry, like not 100K, like 100,000K.
It's like this hybrid piece from a Honda Civic from 1997 should work.
That are like just like, yeah, grab some random thing, like, just stick it on there, let's hope for the best.
Yeah.
Like everything on that car is stocked right now. Like not like from the dealerships, but like I've never done any modifications on it.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't have to worry about overheating anything or anything misfunctioning, but it's just like it's a lot of maintenance. And so everyone's like, "Well, what's wrong with it?" I'm like, "Well, let's face it. I kind of have a shit box. I love it to death. Don't like I'm not like crapping on my car, but in retrospect, it's considered a shit box because I've had that car for almost 5 years, maybe 6 years now. And the check engine light has only been off for 4 days in total. Wow. I've had the check engine light on since I got it. And it has never been out aside from the 4 days I've had. Like I fix it, turn off the clear it of the problem, and then a new problem pops up. So I just accept it when I see that thing on. I'm like, I know you're not great. We'll get there.
Yeah. We'll slowly get you fixed and fixed properly.
Yeah. So yeah. I know you have a license. I know you guys share a car, but is it like ever thinking of getting your own vehicle as well, or is it just works well enough that you don't need to worry about it? As well as you live pretty close to where you work.
Yeah, I live pretty close to where I work, so that's not an issue. And yeah, I've never really I haven't really needed a car in a long time, so I just It
also saves you a lot of money. You don't have to worry about the insurance. Don't have to worry about maintenance. Don't even have to pay for this stupid expensive gas we have right now.
Yeah, well, I do have to pay for gas.
When you use the vehicle.
Yeah.
But not daily.
No. Even because Jesse doesn't have to commute all the way to Chestermere anymore, she's we're saving quite a bit on gas. Like, I think we fill up once a month.
Oh, damn.
Because it's so efficient on gas, and her commute is 15 minutes at the most, probably 10 actually, 10 driving. So
that's not bad at all.
Yeah, so it's working out right now, which is great. And then it affords us to go to mountain trips sometimes, or go out to Drumheller. We were thinking actually about going to a concert at the Badlands amphitheater.
I didn't even know there was one.
I didn't know either. And then the Dead South is playing there.
No way.
Yeah.
When's that?
In, August, the beginning of August. No, not the beginning of August. The middle part of August.
I gotta look this up right now because that would be kind of cool to go check out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're just going on the Saturday.
Top result, Drumheller. August 12th.
August 12th.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, you're not here?
Hiking on a beach.
Hiking on a beach?
Well, that's the West Coast Trail, right?
Oh, right. Gotcha. Damn. Yeah, they're so good live. We went and saw them at the Jack Singer
Concert hall?
Yeah.
Didn't you go with like Will or Neil at that time?
No?
No? Okay. I know he went to see them as well.
Oh, he did. So he's in the audience somewhere.
Yeah, with our old friend Lauren, if you remember her. If you ever did, no, you never met Lauren. Oh, she's a gem. She's the reason why I got morning shifts.
The one that moved to Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
Oh, fuck. I'm misremembering who knows who.
Oh, was she in town?
She will be in town at the end of August.
Oh, nice. But she was in town then as well?
No, before she moved, she went and saw Dead South with Neil.
Oh, I see.
Dragged him
Before
along.
she moved. So that was a while ago. So they were in town recently. I want to say 6 months ago? No. Maybe less.
Oh, wow.
March? I think we saw... No, we saw them in January. February, something like that.
Oh, then this year.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, they would be great to see. Oh, my God. I'm going to be listening to Dead South on my drive after this.
Have you listened to their new album, their cover song album?
I'll be listening to it on the way home after this.
So good. They do a cover of a Misfits song, Saturday Night. I don't know if you know that one.
I probably have heard it. I haven't heard a lot of Misfits songs, but like
Yeah.
some of them I have heard.
That one's a good one. And they do a really good job of covering it. It's really damn good.
Nice.
I think... Are we at the end?
I don't know. Is this the end? I feel like the funny thing is with this one is like we talked about so much stuff. I think we could just honestly split it into two, be like part one, part two. Because the part one was just like food, travel, and then part two was like so much music and information. So
Yeah,
I don't
for
know.
sure.
You could probably split that one into two because this is
Yeah.
jam packed with like nonstop stuff.
It's true. All right. Well, that does it for us for another edition of We Went for Ice Cream with Your Parents.
We took them both out apparently.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to be nice this time. At the beginning, we only took your mom. But we'll see you next time on the ice cream train.
Wait, when the fuck did we go for ice cream?